Hello and welcome to another update video about Loopring. Loopring, a crypto that I have covered a few times before, but then, yeah, not for the last few days or last couple of weeks. Anyway, where are we with Loopring? Loopring has reached my target area. Yeah, so if we assume that based on the Elliott wave analysis and rules, that all of that, what you saw here in light blue, yeah, this 5-wave structure to the upside, that was indeed a impulse, which it was, yeah, and a first wave to the upside, first major wave to the upside. Then where we currently are is a wave 2. That is very likely because only a wave 2 typically comes down that much. Yeah, it has come down into the region here between these two fib levels. You can see it here on the left hand side where they, oops, I think I've extended it out quite a lot. Here between 46 cents and 85 cents. So between the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level and the 78.6%. This is typically where I expect many altcoins to turn around in this area. This is one important thing that they need to do. The other important thing that they need to do is to create a lower low. Yeah, and they have to do that in order to free themselves from this corrective structure. And yeah, Loopring has done that. There was a significant low here in December 21, and since then that was the wave A, and we have now completed, in my opinion, the wave C low here. That was on the I think it was end of January here, on the 22nd, 23rd of January, and I think since then we haven't really come lower, which is good. There was another low, same level, on the 25th of February or 24th. So that's a good sign actually, because it means that this point was touched twice, and that was at 64 cents. So that's an important support. Since then, however, we have not really seen any major attempts of Loopring to break out of this yellow target area or to really make higher highs, to make higher lows or anything. So the risk that we come lower here is not over yet, but we need to understand that it has done what it needs to do to complete a correction. It has come into this target area and these fib levels, which is for a wave 2, especially in the crypto market at the moment, in the current environment, absolutely typical to complete a correction, yeah, in this area. And we have seen here, we've touched actually that support level twice, and we've made a lower low, and all of that is needed to free, you know, in order to free Loopring from this corrective structure. So it could at any point break out here to the upside. Now we have seen a death cross here on the 20th of February. I wouldn't put too much attention into that, because this is merely a sign that we are in a strong downtrend, and we have been. But what you can see here is a flattening out of that downtrend. Yeah, it has corrected down quite strongly until the end of January. Since then, we've pretty much moved sideways. No new highs, and therefore I think the risk is quite high that we still come lower once more. And there is this 46 cent, 88.7% fib level that I have a look at here, which is definitely a realistic level to come down to. But we need to understand that it has done what it needs to do a correction, and there is a possibility that it breaks out from here at any point in time. And I could imagine that will happen if Bitcoin moves to the upside. Yeah, I mean, for Bitcoin, anybody who's been following me with my Bitcoin updates, you probably know that I do expect, and this is the Bitcoin chart, that I do expect Bitcoin to come primarily here into this yellow target area. Yeah, now my primary expectation is that Bitcoin sells off straight away. But there is this alternative scenario that if Bitcoin breaks above this ascending trend line here, which is pretty much at 46.5K, if it does that, it will unlock higher prices, because then it would be a different Elliott wave count. And in this alternative scenario, it could unlock prices of around 55 to 65K before it then comes down, okay? And in this scenario where Bitcoin, let's just assume Bitcoin makes from where it is now, yeah, a move all the way up to, let's say, 65K, I mean, this would be a 70% increase. And in this scenario, why wouldn't Loopring in this scenario move up as well, right? And it could then in this scenario outperform Bitcoin. It could maybe do 100% or something, yeah? It could make a higher high. It could go all the way up to 150, for example, or whatever. Absolutely. And this could already then for Loopring be the way to get out of here. As I always say, if you we are in this larger wave 2, yeah, and what will happen next? Next, what will happen is we get a wave 1 to get out of this, yeah. So basically a 5-wave structure as per the edit wave count. So you get something like that, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And this could be, for example, what will happen if Bitcoin goes to 65k, okay? What you have done then, because all of this would be a wave 1 again, yeah, a first wave of an impulse. So it is a 5-wave structure, but on the other hand, the next higher level, yeah, the next higher wave degree, that would be a wave 1. And then you come down in your ABC correction once more. And when Bitcoin, for example, does this 65k scenario and then come down into my target area here, for example, because it hasn't finished the correction yet, yeah, it needs to have that lower low, then Loopring, for example, could make a higher low. And that, from my point of view, then would mean that Loopring is finished with its correction. But that is typically what happens. You will get your first wave 1 and wave 2, after which you get a wave 3, yeah. And this is what happens. And if you see that first 5-wave structure, there is typically no reason to FOMO in, because typically in that second wave, then the price comes down quite strongly once more. And that would be when Bitcoin, for example, does this alternative to the upside and then comes down, makes a lower low. Loopring could then, for example, do a higher low. Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, very exciting times at the moment. I think there are good chances for a breakout here in the near future. I mean, to be honest, it depends, of course. You know, if Bitcoin does a sell-off straight away, I think then we are looking here at a 46-cent Loopring. For me, these are golden times for long-term investors at the moment, because, I mean, we just don't know at the moment if the price will go down first to 46 cents or if the low is already in. We just don't know. Yeah, anybody who wants certainty would have to wait for a first 5-wave move to the upside, and then maybe that first ABC correction down. And if then Loopring does a higher low, then we can be certain, more certain, that the low was already in. At the moment, we don't know, but generally, I mean, this here is a major wave 2, and we have nearly completed the correction. We are here in the last meters of the correction, in my opinion, yeah. And given what Loopring could do after, you know, in the first major wave, or in that, you know, this was a wave 1, as I said, yeah, back to November 21, and then we're coming down in a wave 2 now. When that's completed, we get a larger wave 3, and in that larger wave 3, you could look at levels of at least $6.30, $7.77, or even $10, yeah. And the 6.30 is the absolute minimum target. And from that point of view, it's absolutely golden times in my point of view. No financial advice, of course. Loopring is not the highest market cap crypto, even though it's also not very low, but it's not a top 10 project nevertheless, but it is a crypto that I find has a lot of potential. So I am already dollar cost averaging in at the current prices. And what I also want to show you is here, for example, on the 4-day chart. And that is why I think there could be, in the right environment, definitely a move to the upside coming. The RSI here, yes, it is still in the bearish range, but it has started definitely to decrease this negative momentum. Yeah, you can see it. And if this is continuing, and we get really that negative momentum reduced down and then turn around bullish, this could really be a buy signal and could really push the price to new all-time highs. I mean, the last time we really started here on the 4-day chart with this bullish momentum, it did push Loopring definitely into new all-time highs. Yeah, so absolutely important to watch out for that 4-day chart. Yeah, 4-day chart is very important also in the crypto market. And if you look at the stochastic RSI, it has already started to move up. That could be really that first indication that we are starting to do something here. Yeah, that is definitely important. And if we take a look as well at the ADX, which is just another momentum indicator that I like to use, we still have a short signal here, yeah, so there is no, it is not moving together yet. No, okay, so this is still showing a short signal, absolutely. Let's take a look on the weekly. So on the, yeah, okay, on the weekly, which is even a higher time frame, yeah, we can see that on the ADX indicator here, those green and the red line, yeah, they are moving very close together, and it could really potentially avoid here a bearish crossover. If it avoids that bearish crossover and they move apart again those lines, that again would be bullish. It did that before, here before the last all-time high. They came together quite close and it stopped basically, yeah, so it started to move up from there. On the weekly as well, we can see how on the RSI, on the MACD, it is decreasing that bearish momentum, that negative momentum, and you know, looking at this from a higher level point of view, that is starting to get quite bullish. I mean, we can't really see it yet on the daily chart. Yeah, I mean, on the daily you already have that bullish crossover actually on the MACD. Nothing too significant though, but you already had here a bullish crossover. Since then the price has only moved sideways, but you can see that the bullish momentum is actually increasing again at the moment. So yeah, I mean, the low could be in, as I said, and what I find quite interesting here, don't know why I can't move that further down here at the moment, so 1 second. Oh, there you go. It's a touch screen. What makes me quite confident is the fact that we have seen here that we've touched this 60, 62, 63 cent level twice now, with quite a long wick to the downside. So absolutely interesting, yeah. From my point of view, I am dollar cost averaging in here. For everybody who wants more certainty, in my opinion, has to wait for that first 5-wave structure to the upside, first impulse to the upside, because this is not impulsive yet. And only then, when we have that first impulse, then in the next correction down, that could be an interesting entry. And of course, here on this channel, you won't miss anything. I will keep you updated. Looking also, we are still below the 50-day moving average, as I said. But if Loopring breaks out of this yellow target area once more, and at the same time it would break above the 50-day moving average, that would be certainly interesting as well to point out. And as I said, I'll keep you updated. All right, so hopefully you liked the update about Loopring. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And as always, if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership, where you can get access to the Discord server with a lot of additional content. Gold members now also get access to stocks and shares analysis. You get access to the Telegram live chat and the weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.